What's up, everybody? Alfred Flores, CEO, President of New Age Electric. So, today we're going to jump into an article that probably most people skip and never even read. And it's the first article in the whole book Chicago Electrical Code, 2018 edition, Article 90, the introduction. Jump into it. Now, in Article 90 introduction, I'm not going to read every section in here. I want to point out some very, very important things that you should keep in mind. Now, first off, this is going to introduce a lot of the material that's in the book and the things, special exemptions that you can do, permissions and whatnot. I'm going to jump to the next page over because it's only like 2 or 3 pages. In Chicago, 90.4 enforcement. Now I'm going to zoom in so you can read this. There's a few things I want to point out. This is one of the big ones. Enforcement. The authority having jurisdiction, the AHJ, for enforcement of the code has a responsibility for making interpretations of the code, for deciding on the approval of equipment and materials, and for granting the special permission contemplated in specific provision of the code. And then it goes on to talk about by special permission, the AHJ may waive special requirement, etc., etc., etc. There's no point in arguing with the inspector on a job site on what it says in the book. They have the final say and they interpret the code how they see fit. Save yourself the argument. Don't bother reading it. You'll learn by your mistakes. You'll get it the next time and it'll save you money down the long run, but it'll also save you the headache that you're not pissing that guy off and you end up having that same inspector on another job and he just dings you for the littlest things and you're there even longer, spending more time and material, fixing things and so forth. I laugh because it's not funny, but it's reality. It happens. Let me zoom back out. There's one thing I don't like about the online thing is if you zoom in, you can't really, you can't point to you want to, where you want to zoom, and it's kind of weird. So I'm gonna jump back. Yeah, see, I can't zoom into that part. You could see this though. So the next important thing is because if you're reading the book a lot and you're trying to understand things, they have mandatory rules, permissive rules, and explanatory material. So they're saying that in here, mandatory rules are characterized by the use of terms shall and shall not. Permissive rules of this code are characterized by the use of the terms shall be permitted and shall not be required. And then explanatory material, it tells you included in this code in the form of information notes. Such notes are informational only and are not enforceable as requirements of that code. So it's keep in mind when you're reading the material in this book, you have all these different things that you need to take into consideration when you're reading. Here's another one: informative annexes, non-mandatory information relative to the use of NEC is provided in informative annexes. Informative annexes are not part of the enforceable requirements of the NEC, but are included for information purposes. And basically, they're giving you, here's informative annex A through A through informative annex J, which is in the back of the book. So keep this in mind when you're reading. Spend 10 minutes. Read these. I think it's like 5 pages. Here, we can count really quick. 1, 2, 3. Less than 3 pages. And then you're jumping into definitions. Now, we'll talk about definitions another time, but I always just wanted to point out that these 4 pages contain a lot of information. And it only takes about 10 minutes to read. Guys, any questions, comments, if you want to see or maybe even explain or even maybe have a little chat about something particular in a code book you want to know about, drop a comment. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe, and we'll talk again. Thank you.